All right, welcome to this explainer. Today, we're taking a completely objective, highly educational look at Orion Metal Exchange. If you're looking to secure your retirement, you absolutely need to know if this firm is the right fit for you. Our goal today is pretty simple. We're digging past the marketing and getting straight into the actual data, real customer experiences, and the hard facts to bring absolute clarity to your financial future.
So if you're a serious retiree trying to protect that nest egg, you've probably seen the headlines, heard the pitches, and ultimately asked yourself this exact question. When we're talking about your life savings, you just can't afford to make decisions based on flashy ads, right? You need to know if the institution holding your assets is fundamentally sound, ethically run, and truly looking out for your long-term interests. And that is exactly what we're going to answer today. Here's our roadmap for today. We're going to cover the truth about Orion, what they offer, the lawsuits explained, pros, cons, and costs, customer reviews, and finally, how to protect your savings. Let's dive right in.
Section 1. The truth about Orion.
Okay, so Orion Metal Exchange was founded relatively recently, back in 2017. But here's the thing, while the corporate entity itself is newer, their executive team actually brings over 40 years of combined experience in the precious metals industry to the table. This is huge because, well, you definitely don't want someone learning the ropes with your retirement funds. This depth of experience has earned them a flawless A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. Plus, get this, they were even named the best gold IRA service in the US by the Chicago Tribune.
Moving on to Section 2. What does Orion offer?
Orion caters to two main types of investors. First up, they offer precious metal IRAs, which let you hold physical gold, silver, platinum, and palladium right inside a tax-advantaged retirement account. Or, if you're more into holding metals outside an IRA, they facilitate direct purchases shipped right to your front door or stored in a secure depository. But the real game changer here? It's their flexibility. Unlike a lot of companies that box you in and force you to use their specific partners, Orion works with literally all IRS-approved custodians and depositories.
All right, Section 3. The lawsuits fully explained.
Now, you might have seen some search trends about legal trouble, so let's address the elephant in the room. When you see the word lawsuit next to a financial company, alarm bells go off. You immediately think it's a scam. But actually, scratch that, it's a complete rumor. The reality is literally the exact opposite. Orion wasn't the defendant in some sketchy consumer fraud case. They were actually the plaintiffs, taking other businesses to court over commercial contract disputes.
Let's look at the actual public records. Back on August 18, 2021, Orion initiated legal action against two separate entities, National Gold Group and Hulk Gold Group LLC. Both of these were commercial contract litigations filed out in LA County. Today, these cases are either completely resolved or just pending business-to-business disputes. The big takeaway for us as investors: these legal actions actually prove Orion has a totally clean track record when it comes to consumer fraud. They were just protecting their own business interests, not fending off scammed retirees.
Which brings us to Section 4, pros, cons, and costs.
Right out of the gate, you need to know that Orion requires a minimum investment of $10,000 to get started. Whether you're opening a precious metal IRA or making a direct cash purchase for home delivery, that is the floor. So what does this tell us? It shows Orion is really geared towards serious retirees and investors who are ready to make a substantial commitment to diversifying their portfolios rather than someone just looking to buy a single coin.
As for your ongoing costs, if you go the IRA route, you can expect standard annual fees somewhere between $150 and $225. Now, that range depends heavily on your investment size and your specific storage choices, mainly because, like we talked about earlier, you get to pick your own IRS-approved depository. Honestly, that fee structure is highly competitive and falls perfectly in line with the rest of the self-directed IRA industry.
So weighing it all out, the pros are incredibly strong. You get amazing flexibility with custodians, a robust price match guarantee ensuring competitive rates, and some really attractive promos offering up to $30,000 in free metals. But keeping it totally objective, let's look at the cons. There isn't a universal fee schedule just posted on their website. You actually have to call them to get the exact numbers. Plus, that $10,000 minimum can be a hurdle, and the specific qualifications for those free promotional metals, they aren't fully spelled out online until you actually get a representative on the phone.
But one of their absolute biggest selling points is this fee-free buyback program. You know how in this industry, a lot of dealers will charge a premium when they sell to you and then take another huge commission cut when you want to liquidate? Well, Orion's policy means that when it's time to take distributions from your IRA or cash out, you receive the full market price of your metals without the company taking an extra bite out of your profits. That is a huge plus.
Let's dive in to Section 5, Real Customer Review Experiences.
To be a truly honest broker here, we have to look at what real customers are saying. Across platforms like the BBB, Consumer Affairs, and Trustpilot, Orion holds incredibly high scores, usually averaging 4.8 or 4.9 out of 5 stars. And this quote right here from Brenda, it perfectly represents the vast majority of their reviews. Customers are constantly highlighting the patient, educational approach of their staff. People genuinely feel supported going through complex IRA rollovers without being backed into a corner by aggressive sales tactics.
However, to remain 100% objective, we must highlight that not every single transaction is absolutely perfect. Out of hundreds of stellar reviews, we found this very detailed one-star complaint from a customer named Dee. She alleged that Orion steered her into purchasing fractional coins with crazy premium markups, claiming she was charged 28 to 46% above the spot price. She argued that was vastly higher than standard industry premiums, and when she tried to sell the metals back, she felt their offer was just way too low based on what she originally paid.
Well, Orion did not take that lightly and officially fired back online. They stated that she originally purchased around $225,000 in metals, and at the time of her complaint, those metals had surged in value to over $638,000. That means she actually saw a massive net profit of over $412,000. Orion argued her claims of being grossly overcharged were completely false, and they even stated they were pursuing legal action against her for libel. Now, we aren't taking sides here, but this definitely shows how fiercely Orion defends its pricing and reputation. And hey, it's a great reminder. Always confirm your exact pricing and premiums over the phone before finalizing any purchase.
Finally, Section 6, Protect Your Retirement Savings.
Ultimately, after looking at the history, the fees, and the real customer experiences, Orion seems to be a highly legitimate, well-reviewed company with excellent flexibility and a killer buyback program. But you know what? The most important piece of the puzzle isn't the dealer, it's you. You have to ask yourself, is diversifying into hard assets like a gold IRA the right move for your personal financial timeline and goals? Because at the end of the day, education is absolutely your best defense against making a financial misstep. To help serious retirees like you avoid scams, understand exactly how this pricing works, and just make a fully informed decision, go ahead and check the description below right now to request your completely free Gold IRA Risk and Investment Guide. So, as you look at the future of the economy, is your nest egg truly shielded for whatever comes next, or is it time to fortify your foundation? Thanks so much for hanging out with us for this explainer, and we'll catch you next time.